And good evening, everyone out there in the wonderful world of Twitch. This is John here with Rook and Rasp, and I'm so glad to have everyone out there in chatland. Hopefully, you can hear me tonight. Looks like everything shows that signal and everything looks good on our end. Hopefully, it looks good on yours as well. But that said, thank you so much for tuning in to Rook and Rasp. This is our one show we got going this quarter so far, and that is Dragon Age. Really quick, we are not associated with BioWare, who is creators of Dragon Age, the video game, and we're not associated with Green Ronin, who created the Dragon Age RPG. But of course, we'd always be happy to do so if they ever reached out to us. Before we get going, I definitely want to say also, a lot is happening out there in various communities that we are part of. Media is getting a little bit rife with distractions that we don't really want to associate ourselves too heavily with. But the reality is, and I'm going to say this, is that Rook and Rasp is a very pro-trans community. And so we're going to keep supporting them how we see support should be going. And I want to be sure to mention the trans bundle has been updated. There are new games that have recently been added to the trans bundle that is for the support in Florida. So if you haven't got it already, go check it out. And if you have got it, go see if you've been updated, because there are a few RPGs that have been added to the bundle recently. So just wanted to throw that out there. And then let's go ahead and get into game. But before we do that, let me go ahead and introduce our players for this episode. Our players for pretty much every episode of Dragon Age, right? But I'm going to start over on our left side for what everyone sees. And starting off, Frankie, if you'll introduce yourself and your character.
Yes, hello, my name is Frankie. I use they, them pronouns, and I will be playing Ilian, who also uses they, them pronouns. Ilian is a circle mage who does not like the outdoors and is having a rough time.
Circling down to Stevie.
Hey y'all, my name is Stevie. I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing Amara Pallier, who uses she, her pronouns, and she is level 2 and ready to rumble.
All right. And circling back around over to Michael.
My name is Michael. I use he, him pronouns. I'll be playing Leon, our dashing scoundrel of a rogue.
And Revna.
Hi, y'all. I'm Rev. I'm playing, I use she, her pronouns, as does my character Luvia, who is a Ravani merchant. And right now she's possibly gonna make a connection.
I love connection. Both. Maybe.
We'll be back in 2 and 2.
But, that said, with everything, so for the game, really quick, when we last left our characters, I'm just going to go ahead and drop us in there. They had finally made their way out into the swamps near the valley where the story has taken place thus far, and found War Lady Vinaya, who has, along with Minato, been accused of being the murderers of Lord Moreau. So you arrived, you informed them of all the events that has been taking place there after defeating 2 large alligators. And I believe there was something specifically that happened. I believe you mentioned the Cirrus. And yes. Vinaya said, with that says, I think that there's someone that you should talk to, one of the elders of our people. And begins to walk you through this glade. Now, this glade is an island in the middle of these swamps. It's hard to gather just how large it is. The entryway, you had originally seen the slip where the gators had more than likely come from, and it was several minutes walk to these ruins. And you have not seen the edge of any body of water since. So even though the ground here is fairly soft, like I said, it's obviously a very large island hidden here. But you make your way further from the ruins and into what has the feeling of being more of a jungle. Large trees, reaching up to the sky, pathways that have had to have been cleared and cut, but large areas that have also been left untouched. Is there anything that you are doing during this point? Let's go ahead and kind of set the scene. What is it? How is your character reacting? What are they doing? And if possible, I'd like to go in reverse order from when we introduced. So starting up with Luvia.
Lou was chatting up Vanaya, and she is kind of looking around and stuff. Um, and kind of taking in where they're going and keep an eye on where they're going. Um, but yeah, she's just gonna carry on with what she's doing.
Okay, Leon.
Leon seems a little distracted by the cutting, the change that's gone on around them to the environment. But at the end of the day, also seems a little uninterested.
Where's his bread, though? Where's the bread? The baguette.
We'll get to it. You're asking about Leon's baguette?
He always has a like. No, I'm not asking about Leon's baguette. I don't
Yeah.
want an answer to that
Yep,
question in
no,
any
that's what
capacity. Thank you. I'm good.
I thought. That's what I thought.
Oh, thank you. I'm
It
good,
would
thank you.
beget more questions. Um,
Uh,
uh,
Amara.
Amara is, since Vanaya is taking the point with leading, seeing that Vanaya knows where she's at, Amara fell back to be at the tail of our group and is watching our backs as we travel. So she's keeping like an eye out. She's looking around. She's very nervous about more gators, and also her interest has very much been piqued by the fact that the Cirrus has come up again.
Uh,
Yep, an alien.
Ilian is super nervous. Because their entire experience with like magic in any capacity has been like within the circle and the confines of the circle. They've never spent any time around Dalish. They know that like the magic's very different. Just a lot of like, oh shit, what kind of fork to use, but with like a different, just like very, just nervous being.
So Vanaya leads you further in, and finally the area opens up to kind of trampled grass. Areas have been kept much lower, and you see the trappings of a Dalish camp. So many tents, several wagons as well. But most of them show signs of uh, a lot of weathering and rot within the wheels, to be honest, as if they have been here for quite some time and not needed to go anywhere.
As we approach, Amara is gonna walk behind Ilian and kind of lean forward and say, Mage Toussaint, are you all right?
Um, yes. I Templar and Trading Pallier, I know that we keep a very informal relationship, pals, as some would say, but I would suggest not bringing up blood magic to them the way that you do with me.
Provided I have no reason to, I see no issue with this.
Great. This will go well.
Thanks, pal. And she leans back away.
Thanks, pal.
I hate it.
And as you enter the camp, eyes are on you. There's a lot of misgivings. You can definitely sense that from people, uh, as if they're being very observant, and you probably would not be receiving a warm welcome. This is at least somewhat lukewarm. Of okay, your guests of Vanaya, we're just gonna let you do your thing. But you do see signs of children who run past in groups. You see other people going about their daily lives. Vinaya looks over at the group of you and says, "So, I'm going to leave it to you. If you want to, we can go ahead and push on and try to be at uh, our elders' camp by evening, or we can stay here overnight."
What time
And
of day is it now?
it's probably mid-afternoon. They prefer not to be too close to the camp in case anything happens that draws too much attention, either from across the fade or from other things.
Understandable.
If
Would the journey be riskier by evening over through the night later in the day?
They, if we go now, there are obviously greater risks. Traveling near dark, it's when most everything begins to come out. Or we can wait until dawn and be there midday.
Boo, I have no strong feelings. What are your thoughts?
Don't see where a meal in a few minutes or an overnight's rest would hurt us, but I'll do whatever everyone else wants to do.
Oh, my feet are tired, and I could use a rest myself. So, I'm fine to rest. I'm fine to go on if that's what everyone else wants.
let us then do what is safest.
Very well. Don't worry too much about my friends and colleagues here. They are not used to outsiders, but by evening, after a few drinks, I'm certain everybody will be much more happy to chat. It's the best way I can put it. Sorry, I've got the friend from earlier has decided that they want to come see me. So I've got for the audience. I have a cat who usually doesn't like to be anywhere near the computer has decided to come say hi.
Oh, baby.
But we'll go ahead and say things proceed there. Sorry, I sound just decided to have a little bit of an issue. There we go. So that
What's-
evening,
Oh, sorry.
no, uh, that evening food is served. There's a not so much a feast, but perhaps for some of you, the most food that you've seen set out. Obviously, communal eating. Everybody's gathered together. There are drinks. There's food. There's wonderful times being had. Eventually, people will start to intermingle with you. Curiosity usually leading the pack. Warriors will, of course, come over and start trying to size up Amara a little bit first. Comparing weapons, asking, if you've ever been in a fight, things like that.
Mhm.
Gun show, gun show, gun show.
Oh yeah, Amar will like cross her arms and make sure her shoulders are like pushed up and like that she's standing. How tall is she? Hold on. She is. She's 6'2", so she stands tall.
All right. And so eventually it becomes a question of, okay, well, maybe one of them arm wrestles you or attempts to arm wrestle you, and eventually somebody's going to challenge you to drinks.
Oh. Yeah.
Which I'm curious as all this is going on, what the rest of you's reaction to this is. Watching Amara, individuals coming up and basically saying, "Hey, you're looking pretty tough. You wanna? How about a challenge?"
Oh.
Yeah, Leon.
Leon is definitely going to start to attempt to take bets.
That's
Yeah,
it
you are.
right there.
For sure.
Yes, Livia. So rough.
Lou's gonna carry on the flirting when all this starts and go, why don't you and I go back and do a private wrestling match? Compare scars.
Woof.
Let's go ahead and go with. I believe it's communication check.
Mm-hmm.
Give the people what they want.
So,
Is there a focus that's just called forward?
20. There is seduction, but I
There
didn't
is
take it. So
seduction
she has
and-
20.
Yeah. 20 total.
Mm-hmm. With 2 stunt points. I don't know if they're relevant in this moment, but whatever.
All right.
You get
So
20, motherfucker.
she's like, hell, why not? And grabs a bottle, and the two of you will go disappear off to a tent. We are, I will say, going to do for that portion of the scene a fade to black.
It's a black.
But I'm going to come back to that in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because I saw something online that I want to do in a situation like this. Actually, do y'all mind if we go ahead and do it right now?
Yeah, no, I mean, now I'm super curious.
Well,
Same.
I had there. So Kate, who I follow on Facebook, who's a game creator and also a wonderful con works in the kind of the interpersonal side of convention, like dealing with mitigation and other things. Wonderful person. She was saying that when a scene like this takes place, what she likes to do is the fade to black, but she asks 2 questions. And that is, what is something that is revealed about your character, and what is something you find out about yourself, maybe, in a situation like this? So I thought that was a really interesting question to ask when, you have a moment like this.
Interesting.
Which, if you want to, we can come back to that while I deal with
Let me do
drunkenness.
that. Let me think about it. Or how to word it.
Okay. So, Amara, let's go ahead and are you going to go into all this like arm wrestling and they want to size you up in the least unpersonal way. You are a guest, but they are trying to size you up. How are you going to play into this? Are you going to go along with it?
I think Amara, in part, is somewhat stubborn, and so we'll see this challenge and absolutely rise to it and say, oh, okay. Especially in a situation where, everyone is safe. So, her duties as, a guardian, she can put down for a minute. And she has a focus in brawling, so she's been in some brawls and things like that, so she is absolutely down to do some arm wrestling. I think she hesitates with drinking, but, then she really wants to learn more about these folks.
Okay.
And the way to do that is the only way that she really knows how, which is through this thing that they're initiating.
Absolutely. So go ahead and give me that strength roll with brawling.
Yeah.
While Amara's doing that, Leon's gonna make sure that Amara cannot see what they're doing, and is gonna slip a couple silver to Leon, favoring Amara to win.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Leon is working through the crowd, Yes, we'll take 3-1 odds against our large untested friend. I'm certain that the 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 money that you'll make will far outweigh the entertainment. I'm sure it'll be a quick fight. It'll be quick.
Let's go with communication and I would almost say
Can I use
gambling.
I was gonna say if I could use deception because Leon knows that Amara is likely going to demolish everybody here. And
Yeah.
Leon is definitely trying to like up the bets.
Let's go ahead and go with deception.
All right, thank you. That is 11, 15 plus
Oof.
5, 20.
Yeah, you definitely blew them out of the water. I was on the dice. I rolled a 7, and yeah.
Oh, hey.
So even before bonuses, it was not looking good. Go ahead and as well with this, give me a persuasion roll so that there isn't going to be hard feelings as well with the betting.
Oh boy. Ooh. Can I use empathy?
Uh,
Because I do feel a little bit bad that I'm taking their money, but not super bad. I can empathize with them losing money.
let's go for it.
Okay.
Full of shit.
It's 5, 10, 13.
I like to use empathy by not using empathy.
18. No, I'm using empathy. I mean, again, I'm empathetic to their problem. I still caused it.
Yeah, you sure did.
There
18.
you go.
All right, and I'm see how they do this time. For those of y'all who are not aware, I have a history of rolling low, and again,
But
that
not
is
now.
yeah
I'm
that
kidding.
that
We
is
love
an
it.
8 on
We
the
love it.
dice. So again, even with max bonuses, yeah, you are in the clear.
Have you rolled your brawling?
Oh, let me get that in there. How did you do on brawling?
I got a 15.
Ooh. Let's see, so that's 5 plus 4 is 9, plus another 4 is 13, and plus their bonuses. You're looking at push going to defender, or push always going to player, which is how I run my games. Doesn't matter the system, I always go ties to my players. It's their story, right? And yeah, it is a neck and neck battle. You might actually be a little bit impressed.
Yeah, no, Amara definitely wants to give like a thorough clap on the shoulder, like a I see you kind of whatever bro soldier validation looks like.
Bro soldier validation. That needs to be a t-shirt.
A tank top, John, a tank top.
Tank
Yeah,
top.
for sure, a tank top.
All right. Your character so
Crop top.
the environments gets more boisterous. Everybody begins having a good time now. A lot more interaction, and most of us still being in that stage of just curiosity. You are curious about them as much as they are curious about you. And Leon, is there anything you are going to be doing during this? I do have something for you, but I want to see if there was anything you were doing before that, obviously other than playing the crowd.
As the brawl winds down and Leon is collecting his winnings and making, commiserating with the people he's taking money from. Leon's also going to be looking through the crowd, watching for artisans, people that are, art in general, are people that are crafting or they're making things. Like he's looking for those to his type of people, his people he can relate to on that level.
Absolutely, and I will say as well, there's obviously other various cultural notes that are different.
Mhm.
You're used to, I believe, mostly seeing the style of art done in Orlais. And
Mhm.
while the world it has great amount of variance, this is going to definitely be a situation of here's one of those that is very much foreign and different
Mhm.
and equivalent. But yeah, are you going to
Leon is
be showing off a few of your things as well?
well, Leon's traveled, but not extensively,
Hmm.
and he certainly hasn't had the opportunity to examine a lot of Dalish art,
Okay.
especially like something as close to the Dalish population or community as this may be. Anything he's seen that's been Dalish has been in someone's mansion or in someone's sitting room. It's not been you know
Yeah.
coming straight from the hands of the artisan. Um, and I think that's something that Leon definitely would find very appealing. Also, looking over the crowd for interesting or interested partners.
Interested partners in a art sense or other sense?
Um, any.
Put your hands together. Que
Okay.
no los dos.
Let's go ahead and I'm gonna say, is this more looking for someone from a equivalent standpoint, or
If
or like an equal standpoint of, hey, they're interested, I'm interested, or are you
I
looking to actually start, wooing?
this is, I think this is Leon looking for a kindred spirit, another artisan like themselves, um, that may be interested in spending some quality quiet time together.
Perception,
And
empathy,
they can talk about different styles and
Cylindrical
and
meat.
ways to hold the
Cylindrical meat.
brush, uh,
Baguettes.
I am going
strokes.
to.
There's talking about a lot of different types of strokes.
I'm also going to say that this is going to be, uh, pun intended, a hard test. Uh, and we're saying difficulty at 13.
Okay. You said it was perception, yes?
Yes.
Hooray, that's doubles. I got a 6 on the stunt die. So, um, let's see if I'm going to use those points, because I'm going to use those points.
Oof.
I am not going to waste those points. So total was 6, 12, 13, 16. Or sorry.
Nice.
No, 15. 15 was the total.
All right, I'm going to pull up stunts as well. For those of y'all in the audience who have not played an age game, it's a 3d6 game where doubles rolled allow you access to stunts, which are almost like feats that you use points that are generated by the roll to do interesting things. Uh,
I'm
ooh.
so I think I'm definitely going to use flirt
Mm-hmm.
as a role playing stunt. Um,
All
and
right.
then I'd also so once we find an individual that may be of interest, but maybe to do that, we also do a little bit of sway the crowd.
Yeah, I definitely think that would work.
So
So
sway the crowd is your interpersonal efforts are so effective that they spill over onto others in the area, and you affect one additional person of your choice past the original target. In this case, I think we're just using it as like to try and you know you know interest a number of people in the crowd
mhm.
in Leon's wares, so to speak. And
So kind of
yes, so
a Derek Zoolander kind of moment. I get it.
yeah, I think draw the attention and then pull them in.
All right. Now you still, if you're going to use the flirt, choose one character who presents immediately. Make an opposed communication seduction versus willpower. If you win, the character becomes enamored with you, assuming gender preference compatibility.
Hmm.
So,
Um, Leon is very much pan, so that's not a problem.
yep. All right. So, yeah.
Well, it's
So,
not a. Let me say restate. That's not an issue for Leon.
oh no, but so individual is gonna be, as per the use of stunt points, someone is interested. I rolled a lovely little 7 with their additional points, bring it up to a 10. Take it away, Leon.
So I got doubles on. I got doubles with a 5 on the stunt die, and so it's 10, 11. It's 15 with with communications.
All
Sorry,
right,
14 with communications. 14 with
14.
communications. And then for the stunt die points, that's 5.
My goodness,
We'll use Tower of Will. Your
Tower
success
of
give
Will.
your success gives you a sense of your own brilliance and strength of character.
For the rest of the current roleplay exchange, you gain a +1 to any other opposed tests.
Oh, actually, you know what? This makes so much more sense for Leon. We're not going to use Tower of Will.
Oh.
We're going to do another. We'll do another sway the crowd,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're going to do a stunned silence.
My goodness.
You, Leon is so impressive that he leaves all who witnesses his display completely dumbfounded and unable to speak for at least a full round.
I will say this for the rest of your crew that is still there and observing all this, they're like, oh, so this is why people like Leon. This is why they're absolutely like enamored with him. How he this
And,
okay, now it makes sense.
and I think
Watching a
what you
pickup artist, like,
well, yeah,
ah.
and I don't even know if it's like I think it's the way you watch Leon work the crowd, like and just working his way through the crowd, talking to people. It looks effortless. Um, he's just very good at picking out particular pieces of interest about people, letting them talk about themselves, building that interest. Um, he definitely knows what he's doing.
Yep. So
That's Leon. That's Leon.
you disappear off to a tent. Initially with a young lady, but there is a young gentleman who also finds his way to your company. And you disappear within the folds of a tent for your evening of private revelry. While both, Ilian, Amara, and again.
Well, again, I believe Lou is also having their own private moment.
Mhm.
So,
And also, let me go back here.
Aliens just doing that thing where they're the friend that promised they'd watch everybody's drinks.
Minato is utterly just besides themselves and is just like, that kind of stunned watching the crowd, watching everything that's going on, not really comprehending everything, but obviously this is going to be one of those stories they're going to tell someday. But just, having drinks with you. Mm-hmm. Stevie?
So as Amara gets more into the drinking and roughhousing that's going on with the other warriors,
Mm-hmm.
she like takes off some of her armor as it gets like warmer, and enough so that like she like just like an undershirt and like pants, like nothing salacious.
Mm-hmm.
But Ilian and other folks can probably see that she has a branching scar on her neck that people might recognize as a Lichtenberg figure, or something that happens after someone is hit with lightning.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's probably something Alien definitely would pick up on if you haven't before.
Yeah, I was gonna say, would that be something I'd seen before or no?
Amara usually, like, you'd only see Amara most of the time whenever she's in her armor.
Alien starts drinking heavier.
Okay. The evening wears on. Everybody's having a wonderful time. Eventually, nightfall comes, and the damp air of a swamp, temperature drops, and everyone finds their way to a tent. It's
Pretty in a
that,
tent.
yeah, that low sound of wind and just absolute temperature falling out.
well,
So,
that howling isn't the wind.
Yeah. Did you want those two answers?
yes, absolutely. And I'll probably require the same from Leon in a moment if he will deign to bless us with it. But yes.
So the first one you said was something about Lou herself in that
Mm-hmm.
frame, is that she matches the energy that she's given through the whole course, up and down. She matches the same energy. But when things start to wind down, she is much softer and gentler than she seems on the outside when she interacts with other people. And something
Yeah.
she's learned about herself is that she's far lonelier than she realized, that she's been, keeping herself away from other people, and that she needed this more than she realized.
Okay. Uh, what do you think, Michael? Do you think Leon, you got anything there, or did I drop that onto you too quick?
Oh no, I think I can manage. Can you repeat them for me one more time, John?
So, something that you learn about yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and something that about your character that is revealed in this moment. So,
All right. Well, something I think that Leon learns about himself is that once the once things are over, once things have wound down, he still feels alone. And that's something that is revealed. Well, I think it's certainly been revealed to the party that Leon is a fairly open character. Um,
all right,
Romantically open. Oh,
absolutely.
actually, we'll reveal one more thing,
Hmm.
and that is that Leon has a ticklish spot behind his knee. He did not know. He was
I'm not
unaware.
surprised.
Learn something every day.
Hmm.
All right. Morning comes. Sounds of the village coming to life, or this small community coming to life. People going out and about their business. You actually find that they have left food for all of you. The majority of it is, you know, basically tack and rations, but it is available. So nothing that's been cooked or prepared, essentially. Uh, no reason to make a fire when you don't need to.
Mm-hmm.
And Lady Vinaya, you know, appears with the two of would y'all emerge together, Rev? Or
Yeah, she doesn't have a problem with that.
all right,
She is not necessarily um averse to the idea of seeing this woman again multiple times.
okay.
If you know what I mean. If
Yeah,
she wants to
Mhm.
see Lou again, Lou would see her again.
I
So no, she's not embarrassed to be seen with her.
I would say I want to actually get after all is said and done an empathy roll.
Empathy falls under
Uh, that should be perception, I believe.
yes, yes, it is.
Yep. And you're looking at
11,
needing to beat a
14.
14.
Oh, well, I rolled 14
Well,
plus her perception is 17.
all right. There is these moments that Vinaya is there with you, and everything else throughout the evening. But you can't help but feel as dawn comes, no pun there, that yes, the ace can make jokes too. Uh,
I love it every single time,
So
John. I
proud of
really
you every
do.
time.
mhm.
Every time.
Hero we don't deserve.
But there's something that they're holding back too.
Mm-hmm. Same with Lou, as you know.
Hmm. But that morning, after breakfast, well, if you're all up for it, we can go ahead and start our trek.
Leon looks extremely hungover.
Did
Absolutely
everyone
hungover.
sleep well?
Mm.
Is Amara still only in her t-shirt?
Oh no, Amara has
Okay.
suited back up. She's had rougher nights of drinking. She looks a little tired, but she's like, "Yeah, I slept like a log. Did I miss anything?"
Leon, at that point, the tent flap opens up, and the young Dalish woman walks out, and then the young Dalish man walks out, and then Leon walks out in just his tunic.
Ah,
Ah,
It stretches. Luckily, the tunic is long enough so that when he stretches like
I was
this, it
just
doesn't.
like, oh
It,
no.
it doesn't. There's no show. There's no show. The long garment.
all right. But you begin your trek now. Then, after everybody has gotten their stuff together.
Yes, Leon puts pants on.
Thank you, Leon. Thank
For
you.
the most part, it whatever antics have taken place over the
You know,
night doesn't seem to phase the rest of the camp.
Ilian, I heard that quite a lot last night. Those words. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
Uh, Leon would have absolutely said Monsieur Hubert.
Yes.
Thank you,
Is it-
Monsieur Hubert. Thank you.
Oh, it's always nice to hear those words so often in an evening.
So you start the trek through the fog that still
Oh,
hangs in the morning. It is not necessarily easy going. I will say there are nothing truly attacks you. You do see things throughout the mist that Vinaya leads you away from, and it's several hours of this. Minato is there with you, probably walking near the front. Not staying in the back anymore. Seems to have recovered from a lot of their wounds. But you're getting closer and closer towards the afternoon, uh, and the fog is beginning to lift, rising up, and you see in the dense trees finally this makeshift home. Uh, if you were not approaching it from the direction that you were, you probably would have passed it by because it has the look and the feel of an old tree stump. Like it's a mangrove that probably the water was much higher a long time ago, or maybe this was sunken and the land has risen up. But you have all these roots that cover up everything, leading to this cut off top. A lot of it covered with earth, but in the side of all this, there is a door, painted green. And like I said, if you had approached from any other direction, you probably would have walked straight past it. And Vinaya looks at the group of you and says, "Now, I want to assure you that you are safe and not to be too shocked by what you see." So, I don't even know what else to say other than that. But I guarantee that this is a meeting that is worth your while. And much more will be revealed.
Intriguing.
Leon unties his hair, like just pulls the tie out and like takes it out.
Some of it slaps Amara in the face.
It smells like sandalwood.
You approach the doorway, and Vinaya reaches out, opens the door, and the room is well lit. Like, more than just candle fire, more than just torch, really. And there's a bit of heat that you feel coming out. And says, "I'll go ahead and lead the way," and proceeds in. All of you follow?
Yep.
Yep.
The floor is caked clay that has been smoothed. And the walls here are a mixture of, kind of a stucco with the roots still coming through it. A large, almost bonfire is in the center of the room, warming everything and throwing the room into a bit of shadow. But as you walk in, just about 5 feet ahead of all of you, uh, you know, Vinaya stops and turns, and looks at the rest of the group. You hear a voice call out from the other side of the fire. "And who have you brought to me this time?" And Vinaya kind of motions to your group that the response is really yours to do.
Lou will introduce herself.
Um, Ilian, I Ilian will introduce themselves, but with like their title, like like first son of Zubeda, Toussaint family, kind of. Not in a like I am better than you, but in trying to be respectful.
Amara will introduce herself, say, I am Amara Pallier.
Leon.
Everything he says makes me laugh.
I'm very glad that you've made your way to my hearth. There is quite a bit to discuss. Although I did not exactly expect Vinaya to be the one to bring you.
Who were expecting us?
Oh, yes. A lot is happening in the valley. Many events that kind of reverberate through everything. I've been paying some attention to it, without a doubt. At this point, the figure has not emerged from the other side of the bonfire, and if you've ever been at a campfire or a bonfire or anything, the light that comes into your eyes obviously distorts your vision. So everything that is on the other side of a fire is much harder to see. That's why if you're, you know, a lot of times if you're trying to see what's going on in the dark of night, you want to turn your back to a fire so you're seeing outwards into the shadow rather than the eye, your eyes and your retinas reacting to that. So they haven't really made themselves visible yet.
Lou doesn't look particularly put out by this. She doesn't make the effort to break that. It's almost like she expects it. Um, that this sort of ceremony, she's expecting something similar to what she's used to. So she just respects that and doesn't make an effort to see them unless they want to be seen.
Is the room? Sorry, John. Is the
Hmm?
room adorned in any way? Like the walls, like
Give me a perception check really quick.
13.
So obviously making the equivalent of a hard check. So you have done really well on that, and you're looking around now. You doubt this place has seen much use. Everything here is either fresh or dusty. Like it's either seen recent
Something
use.
new has been put in place, or it's been here forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like think of it like the feeling of a hunting lodge when somebody has just started to use it. So there are the cobwebs, there is dust on everything, but at the same time, there is the feel of a certain amount of newness because of the amount of traffic. You're looking at the walls, and it's like there's no decoration. There's nothing to make this place a home.
Yeah, I think that's that Leon's looking around for like, tapestries or like anything to like denote like what this place is other than just a room with a fire in it. You know. So apparently not finding anything like that. I mean, not finding anything that would denote, other than it's a room that's being used.
I am. The voice from across the fire, though, says, I'm looking to make alliances.
Who is your enemy?
Quite frankly, the list is a little bit too big. How much has Vinaya told you about me?
Not much.
Virtually nothing.
just that you may be able to help us with, and now she'll pull out the piece of the tapestry and set it in front of her.
I certainly hope we can come to an understanding then. Because I actually think my enemies are your enemies. And a figure begins to emerge from the darkness. Feminine, much younger than what you would have expected. And upon their face is a mask, showing themselves to be, in description, best way I can put it, is layers upon layers of dark feathers, similar to the one that you saw before in the house of Lord Moreau. And the figure says, and Vinaya says, I hope you understand that we can come to an understanding here.
So, are we to presume then that this woman is a crow?
In fact, without a doubt, this is the same sort of mask as an Antivan crow. And I'm going to pause us here for a short break.
No, I want to know what happened.
Ooh.
So, audience and players, we're going to step away for 10 minutes. Everybody, we will see y'all in 10 when we will get down to the what exactly is going on here, who is this person, and find out a little bit more. We'll see y'all in 10. And we are back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back this evening for our Dragon Age game. Right now, our players are looking at what I guess you could definitely say is an
Are
Antivan Crow.
nervous. Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Standing
Amara.
up, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
just saying the scene. So, standing opposite you in this, you know, semi-man-made cavern below what was once a mangrove tree. Uh, along who has come out from hiding using the shadows of a bonfire is a young woman showing you know for the most part dressed in a cloak, but the main thing that drew your eyes was the fact that she was wearing the mask and of a Antivan crow. uh, Vinaya is looking through the group, kind of searching your faces, but seems somewhat neutral in this moment.
Yeah,
And so,
Amara turns to Vinaya and says, "Your elder is an Antivan crow."
honestly, not my elder, but definitely someone that wanted to meet with you and can help.
I mean, we're
What?
here. We may as well hear her out.
You said we have the same enemies. I'm unaware of an enemy we collectively share.
You are looking for information of the individual that killed Lord Moreau, yes? That is
Yes.
information I definitely can give you. The fact of the matter is that, in a sense, I'm on the run. Roughly not that long ago, as you all remember, the Empress disappeared, and the capital was in flames. I can tell you without a doubt, and you may not believe me, that was not our doing at all. But in that time frame, and I give you this information for free so that hopefully we can work together. In that time frame, a figure began to rise in the Antivan Crows. A figure that called themselves the Cirrus. Counteracting many of our plans that we had put forward, and eliminating any of the leadership that stood in her way. At least as far as we're concerned, is a her. We know almost nothing about this person. We know that they're not originally from any of the organization's leadership that was here in Orlais. They seemed to come out of nowhere, knew how we operated, drew people to their cause, and overthrew us from the interior. Yes, Rev.
So are you saying this Cirrus is Orlesian?
We don't think they are. They
Hmm.
might be. They seem to know how we operate, and they know a great deal, but they literally, the way that we operate is oftentimes in smaller bands, operating on a need to
For
know
money.
basis almost. Yes, for money.
Yes. I'm familiar with how you operate.
This person, like I said, has pretty much splintered the Antivan Crows and claimed them for themselves, I guess is the best way to put it.
You you said that this person swayed others to her cause. What is the cause?
To some extent, I don't know, other than just taking over all of the crows, which is not something that's been done very easily, or ever as far as I know. I've always understood, from my perspective, that we've operated more as an indirect council. Different bands and groups operating, like I said, on a need to know basis. Some of those bands have disappeared, some of them have gone missing. I don't know everything. But I do know that we had organized events to take place with this war for an end to happen. And now that end is not coming. Duchelans was given a warning by this organization, this faction, if you will, even though they are now, as far as I can tell, the majority. Duchelans got a warning and managed to move to their keep. And Duval-Montaigne pursued to that keep. The conflict is stalemated. Duchelans is entrenched in their keep and probably could stay that way comfortably for months.
Duchelon's. That's why he abandoned Valley. Ran?
Yes.
And he was tipped off by.
Those operating under the Cirrus. Who,
So you are upset that.
yes, quite frankly. You would think, perhaps, that war is good for business, but it is not. The conflict needs to be hidden to do anything for us.
So then, why, if you had to guess, why might one of these crows who, ignore my cat, who works with the Cirrus, why might they be in Lord Moreau's keep, in his home?
That we don't know. There was, as near as we can tell, they acted against Lord Moreau. Concerned, perhaps, is what I feel they're doing. A concern for something that he was onto. There's something else going on. I don't know what. Like I said, a stalemate in this war is not good for anyone's business. It's not good for this country, and it's not good for the crows.
Yes, it's quite hard to assassinate people when they're out there murdering each other instead of you getting paid for it. Very inconvenient. She's gonna casually pick up the piece of the tapestry, roll it up, and put it back in her bag. For the moment.
Call it what you will. Nobles are chaotic, and they prey on people. We prey on them, yes. But we try to guide the conflicts to some sort of resolution.
How noble.
Mm.
Is
They
in
prey on
said-
whoever pays them the most, but that's neither
Mhm.
here nor there.
You said you knew what happened to Lord Moreau.
Yes. I think Lord Moreau is a part of whatever group is also trying to figure out what's going on. Like I said, I believe that he was onto something. Because they organized and arranged for his murder. I can give you the name.
Ooh.
Well, don't hold your tongue.
Is it hard to pronounce? I hope.
I don't know. Are we in Orlais? You are looking for Gilo Nod. G-I-L, for players out there, Gilonaudd.
And
Does that happen to
this
ring a
is
bell for anybody?
and this
Actually,
is a crow?
hmm?
Sorry, you go ahead
No, no,
first.
no. What was that, Stevie?
And this is a crow? Amara asks. This is a crow?
No. This is someone hired and has worked for the Crows in past. We don't always do our own dirty work.
John, did you say asked if that name would ring a bell for any of us?
Yes, as if it has been said before. Uh, Vinaya actually will speak up, seeing that there is some recognition on your faces. Gil was a part of Du Chalan's forces. He has a group of about 10 cell swords that serve him. He was in the valley at the time. Just wasn't a part of our fort. He's also, I believe, looking over at the crow. I do believe he's also a deserter before any of the battles took place.
So, on the behest of the Cirrus, who is a rogue crow, Gio? Gio? Am I saying that
Gio,
right, John?
yep,
Sorry.
Gio.
Gio murders Lord Moreau because Lord Moreau was not, in fact, out looking for his daughter, but was part of a vast conspiracy?
That's what I believe.
We have
And
any evidence
of what?
of the conspiracy?
Evidence. Do you have any evidence, any proof?
You've found most of that proof, I believe. You know the name the Cirrus. You know that they exist. I'm just filling in a few blanks for you.
Because
Because, like I said, we share a common enemy in Gio and in the Cirrus. Gio
poor
is,
Lady Vinay. Oh, so
no,
sorry.
Gio or one of his men is responsible for the death of Lord Moreau.
Are we saying here that Lord Moreau was a bad guy? That he was, well, quote unquote, he was conspiring with Valmontaigne against Du Chalan?
I don't have any evidence of that, but I do believe he had something that the Cirrus wanted, or wanted
Oh.
hidden.
Question for the GM.
Mhm.
Did we find anything? It's been a minute.
It's the tapestry. We have it.
The pieces
That's
of
why
the
I put it
tapestry.
away. Yeah, that's why I put it away.
Cool.
Um, do I have a I have a friend from childhood who's a mercenary. Do I know what mercenary company they're with?
It's not something that you and I have nailed down yet, but we can if you'd like.
I'll message you off stream. I didn't know if there was a hint that or something that I was supposed to be picking up on.
No.
Okay, so Gio needs to be brought to justice for the murder of Lord Moreau. That part is clear.
We
But
can't just go back and say Gio did it.
No, but I can tell you where he is.
Good, because I was about to ask if you happen to have Geo's location.
I'm willing to provide this information if we can come to an understanding.
And what might that understanding be?
I'd like to hire you.
Are we for hire?
Hmm.
I mean, I do parties, but
Before we have any further discussion, take that damn mask off. You're talking to a Ravani, not an Orlesian. I don't do any deals where I can't see someone's face. Have the respect to look me in the eye.
If that is your request. And takes the cowl off from their from their robe and removes their mask. And it is a young woman, seeming of Orlesian, you know, birth as far as most effects of what you can tell, and especially with the accent. Is
Do you
this
have
what
a
you...
name we may call you?
In this region, I am known as Marie de Benales.
God damn it, John.
You asked!
But I was hopeful.
no. So no. Here's the thing. Frankie. John has a generator for these names.
Yeah, he does.
All right, spell that
Both
surname.
complicated French names.
How about she'll allow you to call her Marie, since as near as you know that might not be her real name.
Yeah. I don't think that's a
Well,
real name.
I'll put air quotes around it.
Air
And-
quotes.
And GM, what was Geo's last name again?
Nod. Naudd. Strangely, yes, that is a real last name. If you're a viewer out there that is your last name and wish to correct me on that, I will understand.
Want to hire us to do what?
I want to overthrow this Cirrus.
Oh, that's it.
I need people who aren't a part of the organization who can look into things as information comes up. I need people that I can trust who are capable. I'm not asking you to go assassinate anyone.
Good.
All I want is some people who can be allies in this, because, quite frankly, I think they're very interested in you as well, and I don't know why.
How did Vinaya come involved?
I've known them off and on. We've come into contact a few times.
Sexy contact? That's Frankie, not Alien.
No, you do not get that to be the case. If you're even the slightest bit empathetic, this is all barely even business. As in, this person's shown up, asked a few questions. You know, maybe hired her as a bodyguard, but that's about the extent of it.
And this Cirrus, do you believe that? Do you have any inclination as to her goals? Do you have any inclination as to her goals?
No, that is part of what I'd like to understand. Why maneuver this? Why maneuver this stalemate? Why arrange for all this? Because quite frankly, while these two armies are now stalemated in the north, Anybody could do anything almost through the rest of the kingdom.
Exactly. It's to tie up resources.
And so the question is, who's going to act? Who's striking? What is going on? I would think that you would be as curious as I am, at least in that. I'm offering you also the opportunity to have somebody who's willing to give you the resources and work with you.
Who do you believe in? Oh, sorry, Rev, you go ahead.
Does this woman, as if we were sitting down, Lou's gonna stand up. If we were already standing, she's
Yeah.
gonna move just enough to see this woman like head to toe. Does this woman look like the one that Leon and I chased through the forest?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay. Okay. Lou's. I feel comfortable that Leon can see boxes being ticked in Lou's head. You just see it on her face. And she's like, we need to chat. Us. Because contrary to last night's, and she will look Vinaya right in the face, contrary to last night's activities, I'm not a whore. I don't come cheaply. You will not sway me that way to your cause. It'd take more than that. So I'd like a moment to confer with my actual allies.
I am far less expensive.
I
However, I also believe that a discussion must be had.
One.
sure. Sure.
Rev, it's the roll of the night. Give me an empathy.
10, 13, 16?
You see, kind of the look on Vinaya's face that she kind of her mouth kind of tenses when you say that, and her eyes kind of soften and harden, as if that wasn't really the angle they were going for, but they're trying to hold back their emotions.
Mm.
And really quick, because I forgot to do this with break, I do definitely want to say thank you so much for everyone who's coming in tonight. Thank you so much, Seventh Porter, Dot, Crackety Jones. We also had the Moon Crow. Always love to see y'all out there. So, would you do you wish to step out, or do you wish us to?
Well, there's less of you than there are of us.
And she moves around the fire the other direction.
Power move. Lou is going to stand so that this woman has to walk around her to get to the door. She's not moving.
All
I've
right.
seen Lou this mad. Feisty.
Let's go ahead, and I want to get a opposed roll on that.
They're gonna do the shoulder bump thing.
So I think willpower might be good, unless you've got something else that would work well in this case.
I think willpower's okay.
All right.
Willpower's alright.
Do you have any specializations in that? Courage, morale,
do not.
self-defense? Okay.
I do not.
All right. I'm looking at on my roll.
I have a 14 with 1 stunt point.
14 as well, and it always goes to my team. Goodness.
Oof.
5.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice, Rev.
Level 2. Level 2.
That fun little moment of a tenseness between you, and you overpower the persona of that individual, and they do move around and out the door. While you're dealing with the crow, Marie, kind of with a shrug, Vinaya just goes out the door without without really paying attention to where anyone is. Just finds the straightest line for the door and goes out.
What about Minato?
Minato is kind of just standing there. It's Minato, and then he
He's
looks
like
at. If
awkward.
you look over at him, he's like, oh, did I need to step out too?
If you would give us a moment, Nyato, that would be
Please.
appreciated.
Okay,
Please,
sorry.
lad.
He just nods, not even certain why he's stepping out, but he walks out the door too and closes it behind him.
Don't get shot.
Uh,
Somebody's gonna shoot me?
No, no,
fine.
no, Minato. I'm just reminding you to not get shot. Don't do something that would get you shot.
Oh, there we. Okay, sorry. No, I will be on my best behavior. Thank you.
Yes,
I'm
please
sorry.
do.
Maybe this closes the door.
We are
Uh,
Orlegians. We are good at this.
Ilian walks up to Lou and kind of motions to put a hand on her shoulder, but like
Yeah, she won't
kind of.
stop you.
Lou, are you all right?
No, the pieces are coming together, don't you see? The lady
I'm
in the
afraid I
forest was
don't.
not that woman,
Okay.
Leon. That's not who we chased through the forest.
No, clearly not.
I bet it was the Cirrus. So the reason
Somebody-
our names are coming up is that damn tapestry that we left in the ruins. All those forces have been drawn north to leave the south exposed so that she can delve into the ruins and try to get the rest of this damn tapestry.
Why does the tapestry matter?
That
I
is
don't know.
That's exactly what I was considering as well, Lou.
There's something about this, and now we haven't spoken to anybody who actually knows anything about this sort of nothing personal, Ilian. Somebody who has deeper understanding than we do of these sorts of things, of the ancient ways and the old ways. And that's clearly what's in this tapestry. And if it's not the ancient and old ways, then it's something in the future. I don't know. But that's what this is about. That's what the Cirrus is looking for.
I am just confused as to why we would like. I don't have any opinion on the Antivan crows besides I would like to not be murdered by an Antivan crow.
When you say no opinion on the TV, that's when her face hardens back up again. It's like stone.
Interesting. I don't understand why we would pick a side in their conflict.
Well, it's relatively simple, Ilian. If we don't pick a side, then a side will be picked for us.
And if this Cirrus is after us now because she knows that we know about that damn tapestry, they're going to set us up to take the fall.
I mean, it could also be argued that choice in and of itself is an illusion, but we don't need to delve into all of that.
I agreed to come try to find the murderer of Lord Moreau, so the kid and War Lady Vinaya could not get executed for something they didn't do.
Which,
And
to be
now-
fair, we are still, Ilian, we are still on that mission.
Yes, but
We may know who the person is, but we have not captured them yet.
we
And
have
we
no
need hard
evidence
proof.
that they did
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We need hard proof that it was them.
it. Until a week ago, I was in a library almost every day reading about things that no one else cares about. I'm not opposed. This is just a shift for me.
It's certainly a lot to get used to, Ilian. But you seem to be taking to it quite well.
No need to be condescending, Monsieur
No.
Hubert. I am just trying to understand what our goal is. Do we
No.
want?
That was not me being condescending at all. You actually seem to have taken to this type of life. You have revealed a talent for it. That wasn't an insult. I'd
My
insult you.
apologies.
I would
Your-
insult you
your
directly to your
sarcasm-
face.
Your sarcasm voice and your normal voice are the same.
Indeed, they are. Well
Couldn't tell the
spotted.
difference.
Well spotted.
Okay. I don't want to be presumptuous. Most would not be interested in traveling or doing this kind of work with Circle Mage. And I don't want to presume that that is your interest.
I can assure you, Mage Ilian, the fact that you can use magic phases me not in the least. It's different for my people than yours. Magic in itself is different, and the way we perceive it.
And this entire endeavor would be much more difficult without a mage of your esteem.
I also don't know if I can just like sorry, this is Frankie. I don't get to just decide that I can leave, right?
Well, technically, you were given 10 days, right?
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Um Sorry, just taking in a lot. Um so we're going
No.
need to find Gio
What a
Well,
and
name.
first,
evidence.
and we need to negotiate whatever fee they want to pay. We're not doing this for free. We need a paper trail.
Oh no, apparently we are a band for hire, which again,
Mm. I trust Anteve and Crows about as far as I can throw them, and I assure you it's not that far. I'm not Amara.
I could probably throw him pretty far.
You could probably throw them a hell of a long way, especially off a cliff.
Lillian turns to Leon. It's like, you are not allowed to come up with a name for us on your own.
a name.
Venturing band. They give themselves a name, so they don't have to go, and my name's this, over and over and over.
That is something I hadn't considered. Thank you, Ilian. I will give that some thought.
Oh no.
I don't
Oh no.
think we needed
Oh,
a
no.
name, but there we go.
Oh no.
I want to seek justice for Lord Moreau. I would like to pursue this Cirrus, who is on some level involved in blood magic as well, from what we discovered from one of her pawns. I don't require payment to do so. I will take it. There is ample ways to use and spread such things, but
Don't say that to them.
okay.
None of us actually require payment. We all have jobs. Had
I
jobs. Sorry, Leon. Sorry,
yes.
Leon. Sorry.
I am certainly open to whatever payment they are willing to offer, as it seems as though my coffers have become quite thin as of late.
But apparently, from the way Marie is talking, she doesn't know what we have. They haven't put it together. They haven't connected the dots we have.
Which
That's
puts
the
us at a
difference.
bargaining advantage, correct?
Mm.
I leave the bargaining up to our Mistress Lou, of course.
Yes.
This is your forte, dear.
It is my forte.
Ilian,
Yeah.
what say you?
It'll be an adventure, Iliad.
Oh, not opposed. I would.
We could spend some more time in the swamp. I'm kidding.
I would request that maybe we could do some non-swamp activities at some point.
We will do our level best.
I will figure it out.
Leon places a hand on Ilian's arm, like just upper arm. You just have to ask, dear. Nicely.
Did you use the stun point for stun silence? Because that happened.
I did
That
not,
happened.
but
Ilian kind of not angrily but very gently takes Leon's hand off of their arm, and says, "Your offer is much appreciated, Monsieur Hubert. I think I'm okay for now."
see, I was under the understanding that circle mages were all about learning, and I'm certainly willing to teach.
Blue like scoots over
Monsieur
next to Amar and
Hubert,
goes, I don't know what they're talking about, but it's scaring
I,
me.
I, Monsieur Hubert, I am not offended, but is there any conversation where you're not hitting on someone?
What fun is that?
Excellent point. Okay, let's go. Lou, please make this stop. Uh,
Amara.
Amara gives Leon like a long look,
oh shit.
like
Um,
with like her eyebrows furrowed a little bit, just kind of staring at Leon.
Leon looks back at Amara like, "You too?"
She doesn't waver.
Amara, would you do me a favor?
Hmm?
We're gonna carry on with our little power play. Puff yourself up and look fierce. Open the door and tell them that I'll see them now.
There, I've given you some anger to work with. Work with that.
She gives you another
Heated.
like kind of like look, like cuts her eyes at you a little bit, but then goes to the door and opens it, and she stands at, well, she probably hunches a little bit to get under the door and then stands up, but then says, "Mistress Lou will see you now."
So, Marie walks back in. Vinaya is out there and she looks over her shoulder at the group of you and kind of just shrugs at this point. Uh, Minato also sees this as like, did you want me to come back in yet?
You can, lad, if you want.
He looks at
Is
Vinaya and looks at you and he's like, I'm good out here.
You're fine.
Yeah.
You've done
Can
nothing wrong,
I?
lad.
No, I won't step outside. Sorry, I wanted to talk to her, but I'll wait.
Marie closes the door behind her and looks at the group. I'm guessing you've come to some sort of decision.
We're not cheap.
Or easy.
Name your price.
You want us to help you overthrow the Cirrus.
Yes.
You want us to be your eyes and ears.
In a way. I want you to be able to investigate things.
If we establish a relationship, you'll understand that you do not have exclusive rights to our services, correct?
I don't do that with anyone who's not officially a crow. I hire people for jobs. I don't I don't ask more than that.
Well, this would sorely be cutting away from, personally, my income, Leon's, Amara's. I see 200 gold pieces each a month.
That's it. She actually smiles a little at
No,
that.
it's not it. The equipment that we will need, as we need it. Access to contacts, resources, drop boxes. Escape routes. And your assurance that if we get into trouble on your behalf, you will do everything you can to make sure that we are freed from jail.
That I certainly can do.
Do we want to? We want to charge more gold?
I actually have an addendum,
Mhm.
if I may.
She looks at you and kind of just raises an eyebrow.
Mine is simple. I simply require some information, and I'm sure the Antivan crows would probably possess it.
Depends. My network isn't what it used to be, but I can usually find whatever we don't already know. What is it?
Oh, well, I'll ask later. It's fine. Just I'd like to be that as part of the price as well. A bit of information for me, personally. I'll take less pay even for the information.
If it is within my power to give it to you, I will.
And if you can't, of course, then the pay.
Yes. With one proviso. And this is something I wish everyone to understand. There is always some information that we do not allow to circulate. Simply because we do attempt to manipulate affairs. If giving you that information interferes with how we do business, I may choose to withhold it. Is that fair?
Certainly,
So
I
long as
don't think I can ask any more than that myself.
and so long as it doesn't lead your omission of information doesn't lead to the death of any of my companions.
I can
Yes, I feel
definitely.
like our demise is a big deal breaker here.
I would agree.
And Lou,
Hmm.
what if you could share what we talked about our signing bonus?
Oh, could you remind me our signing bonus? It was very important to you.
Ah, yes. Just there is going to be a certain amount of gold required upfront to make sure this is no farce.
How much do you need?
Got this, babe.
1,500.
How much?
1,500. As it stands, we've already been doing your work.
If that's
So I guess
true,
technically this would be back pay, yes?
Mm.
my work how? Is there information that this 1500 would be used to secure?
Show me the gold, and I'll show you what we have.
That's fair. I am guessing that based on what I understand of your reputation, they say looking at Luvia, you'd be willing to take items that operate in trade for that value?
Mm-hmm. As long as I can get a fair market price for them in Port Dublé, yes.
You'll find that they're worth quite a bit more in Valril. And reaches into their bag. There's a satchel at their side. They pull out a large bag of money. Is somebody going to take that, or
They can,
You
like,
know,
set it on a table, set it on the ground, and, like, I trust that Leon will be able to look through it and probably eyeball that it's the correct amount.
Oh, yes. If no one moves to grab the bag of money, Leon will definitely like look at everyone else and like step forward and
uh, they provide you with the bag of money and with pulling out from the satchel as well 3 signet rings and sets them on the bag as well.
Leon will
are they?
Leon will hold up one of the rings and like I'd like to do like a cultural lore on
Mhm.
that.
Uh,
I do it too.
How about one person cultural and one person just go with the base because there are current events that would also work well for this.
I only have cultural lore.
Okay. Well, cultural lore is a focus, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So with cultural lore,
That's hold on just a second. 14. 20? No, sorry, 19. 19.
okay. You know that these rings tie to a noble family, or a series of noble families, perhaps, located in Valforet. And then, Frankie, what did you roll?
Not.
Did you
I
get
don't know
over
what.
11?
I hit 11 on the nose.
Perfect. 11 on the nose is a standard
Oh,
success. Yeah.
and I also, if I get a success, I get an additional piece of information on the topic because I took the lore talent.
Ooh.
There is a reward, actually, for information pertaining to three chevaliers who acted with dishonor on the battlefield.
Would I have known any of them? Any sort
Uh,
of family ties?
we'll go ahead and say, just for fun, yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm gonna pick up one of them and kind of lean over to Leon. He was always a prick. Put it down.
It's a nice ring, though.
Uh, Luvia, is there a way that you can appraise based on any of this?
I don't have a focus in it, but yeah, I can make the roll for it.
Yeah. I'm going to set the difficulty at hard, though, again, so 13. Well, I'll have to start upping the difficulty. 13 seems to be pretty common for this group.
Uh, 6, 6, 5 is 17 before I even add my skill.
Yeah. Uh, Worth alone in the area would probably have these rings around at 1,000 gold. So
Nice.
yeah, you're looking at walking away with quite a bit more if you play your cards right.
Mm-hmm. So I will pull the tapestry piece out, open it up, and lay it down. She's after this. The deception of pulling the forces north leaves the ruins where we found this and the rest of this tapestry completely open to being pillaged. We chased her the other night through the woods, and she used magic to get away from us.
You believe you saw the Cirrus.
Yeah. Because if it wasn't her, it was you, and it wasn't you, based on the way you're
She
Could
dressed.
be a could be a crow, but we believe it was somebody with her. If you didn't know
she
about them.
she enlisted the help of a spirit to escape.
Mm-hmm. She did. Almost in the style of Ravani magic, but not quite. I have 3 more pieces of this tapestry hidden away, and we know where the rest of the tapestry is. This is what she wants.
Possibly. Still.
Mm.
I'm going to draw a few conclusions here myself. I'm taking it that this tapestry has ties to Lord Moreau.
Yes, one of the pieces, this piece, is the one that was stolen off my wagon. He was having it shipped to a warehouse in Port de Blay. This is what the crow was looking for in his manor when we saw them in the Fade, and killed them. Well, he killed himself, but that's neither here nor there.
Do Antivan crows traditionally practice blood magic?
Traditionally, no.
Well, this Cirrus does.
It's a lot to take in there.
Tools that we found off that same assassin.
Very good at what we do, apparently.
We're very good at it.
Very well. I will also, in exchange for this information, and if we are working together based on this contract, you'll find the man that you're looking for and his band just south along the mountain sides of Andorra's Reach.
Did you say Endoral's Reach?
Yes.
Now, if we're to take this back to the mayor and get Vanaya and the young lad off the hook for the murder, because that's who they want for it, that's who they've set up for it, we need physical proof that was him, other than just him. Because Amara here, sometimes she's stronger than she knows, and he might not live through the encounter.
My assumption is that he'll have communications where he was asked to perform the assassination. Otherwise, I would also go on the fact that he's a deserter from Du Chalons. Quite frankly, Duval Montaigne will be happy to hear of someone who served Du Chalons being killed and made yet a different scapegoat. You're exchanging one for the other.
I'm sorry, John. Could you repeat where he's at?
South
For
of
me?
Andorra's Reach.
Quite a trek.
It will be. You'll need to get there as quickly as possible and then make your way south. Southeast to Montfort. Duval Montaigne's forces are located there.
Alien, you wouldn't happen to have a spirit we could call on, do you?
No, that is not the kind of magic I have currently.
I know. I'm simply being silly.
I mean, technically at any time, but I don't think you'd like me afterwards.
Really?
Yes.
Correct.
Only because they haven't been taught properly.
What? No, that's me. That's me, not Lillian. Right. Come back to that later. Everybody's so smooth and sneaky. I keep getting distracted.
Okay, so we need to go to Andorra's Reach, south of Andorra's Reach, to find both the evidence and the man himself.
Mm-hmm.
That would, I imagine, take far more than 10 days.
You'll be able to get there within about 3. Just don't muck around. Do what you need to do and head southeast. He's staying at, like I said, a small camp south of there. If you need a landmark to look for, there's an unknown, well, somewhat unknown tavern near there. Just follow the smell of beef. And then from there, well, hopefully you'll find him nearby. He's not staying in the tavern, obviously.
Where's the beef?
When you're out in the wilderness and you smell someone cooking, it is an experience, I will say. When you actually smell, I'm just tossing that out there. If you have been out there,
Ilian and Francis don't know that.
yeah.
What's the smell of food when you're hungry and you're out in the woods? Yeah, and it travels and you're hungry, man. It gets your attention.
Oh yeah.
Oh, when you walk out the door of your office building and there's a chicken place next door, that really.
It's exactly the same.
Noted. Know that anybody watching can't see, but I'm trying to find see Andorra's Reach, but where we are on the map comparatively.
All right, so you are in the marshes to the west, but you're going to be in the northern part of them.
Okay.
And so you're traveling. You're going to be traveling north, and then making your way southeast into Montfort,
Okay.
or
Oh
towards
yeah,
that
I see
direction.
it. Yeah, I see
Yeah.
it on the map.
North and southeast. Thank you. A visual fella. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Andorral's reaches all the way north of the marshes, actually.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right. Okay. I mean, like,
What are you hiring us to specifically do this task, or is there something else you had in mind for us currently?
This works to my benefit. I would say if you can get anything out of Gilo, any chance that there is. He's not a crow, but works for them
He is a contractor like we are.
in a way. You must understand that to know what all we know, generate the information we have, and do what we do, we hire many different people of many different walks. Each just one.
If we are approached by someone else claiming to be a crow, how would we know? I calling
Safest.
the Cirrus's people crows and you a crow, and maybe we should come up with a name. So like, they're the
Or a
bad
or a
crows.
or a
You're the
code phrase.
What do you call those who serve at Cirrus? The fact of the matter is that if I haven't provided you that information, don't trust them.
noted.
It's a very dangerous game we're all playing right now. And quite frankly, I don't even know who amongst my own side is or isn't serving her.
There's no more dangerous game than the Game of Thrones.
Indeed.
Or crows in this case.
The crows have thrones now?
No, but that's the game they're playing, trying to see who's sitting on the throne.
And it would have been done by now.
What was the crow's play? I understand you can't tell me the specifics.
No,
What was the
at this
goal?
point, we would have had Duchelons was going to be eliminated by and now I have to look it up. Thank y'all.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Give me the lore.
You're welcome.
Come on, John. We know
Gimme,
you've got the yarn wall. We know.
I want non-pronounceable names now.
Non-pronounceable name number 25.
Gimme.
Flurbendurgen Flurkingenbergen.
If there's not an Engelbert in this campaign, I'm rioting.
There's at least got to be
now
one
I know what to
Humperdinck.
do. Chevalier Valmont. His forces were set to eliminate the Duke Duchelon.
oh.
Everything has been thrown out.
Do you know what actually happened to Empress Celine?
We don't know. That is, in and of itself, unbelievably disturbing.
Hmm.
Even beforehand, we didn't know. All we knew is that the entire kingdom went into chaos. I know that you would look at it as bad for the people. We look at it as bad for business. Thanks, Rue. Goodness, unpronounceable names.
Doing our best.
That's solid. Good work, Rue.
I can't even read it. That's saying something. All right.
I think it's Burpenfurter. Burpenfarter?
Burp.
I think it's Burpenfarter.
Oh my
Burpenfighter
god.
Hasselwatch. I think that's what it is. I could be wrong. Somebody else can read this and see something else, but I
Nah,
see Burpenfarter.
That's exactly
I
what
can't
it
see it
is. She has told chat.
Yes.
I can't see it because I don't have the chat open, but that tracks
gonna
for
say-
Rue. That tracks 100%.
Oh my
Burpenfarter.
god.
So proud of you, Rue. So proud of you. Well, the Empress Celine wouldn't be the only leader that's disappeared around this time, would she be?
No. And it's not just leaders who were affected.
Yeah, no kidding.
Who else is disappearing?
Well, the Empress was the main figure thereof. There were
Yes,
no bodies
obviously.
in her castle when it burned.
I thought
We
that
are
was just a
talking-
rumor.
And the seeress of my people.
There were no bodies. I can only imagine that magic was involved. Because that does not happen. From the cellars to the towers, not a single body.
On that scale? That would require massive work. Coordinated.
Or hidden by the fire. Which is why, once things are settled here in the valley, I want to hire you. Specifically to go to the capital.
Ian kind of perks up at that.
To investigate
What's that?
those happenings?
Yes. Amongst others. There are other machinizations that point to this Cirrus there. I'm hoping that we can get more information.
There is a severe change of tone in Leon's face hearing that request. Like his demeanor and tone just immediately go from that easygoing, like blasé, to like focused and intent.
Is it obvious?
It's, yeah, it's not hiding it at all. Then let's get this done.
Very well. I'll provide you maps, and I will provide you also. I think Vinaya has already taken care of it, and just kind of looks
Entertainment?
towards it. No, your cart will be waiting for you.
Is
And it
there,
will- Mhm.
is there a way that we should contact you?
I'll be keeping tabs to some extent, but you did mention locations for information, dead drops, I believe is what you called them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll provide you with a few. Like I said, I maintain a list of couriers myself. So we are agreed, we are settled.
I believe we have an accord. Yes?
Agreed.
And she
Amara?
holds up out her hand then to shake.
Lou will shake her hand.
Ian will do a little small bow.
Then I guess from this moment forward, our fates are intertwined. And she departs through the door, back the way she came.
Hmm. As she gets to the door, Lou's gonna walk up to her and lean in very close and whisper in her ear. One more thing. I need information on any crow that may have had involvement in the murder of the Raveni Cirrus Reyes Ruiz. And whispers that.
Okay. Is that something you definitely want hidden from the players at the table? Like with their characters, I should say.
Yeah, that's why she's whispering it. I mean, if they hear it, if they make some kind of perception to hear it, that's fine. But
Yeah.
We may
she is keeping it low.
Yeah, we may do it as a roll off unless we can. Is anybody listening in? Would be the best way to start this off.
I would try. Yeah.
Leon, seeing Lou approach at the door, yeah, Leon would definitely. Unless Lou was being really subtle about the approach,
Which is
that would be
going to be one of the questions.
No, she wasn't particularly subtle.
okay.
All
yeah.
right. Then at this point, Rev, are you good with the roll off on here? Usually, I try not to do too much inner team dynamic stuff, but I think at this point it might be necessary. So, do you want to roll off for your stealth on that?
I can do.
I believe stealth would be best. Let me see.
I have a 16.
All right.
I'm curious. Would deception be better if she's trying to hide it?
That could also work. But this would be hearing perception for anyone else.
Well, I got a big old 10.
Okay.
I also got a 16 with 6 points on the dragon die.
Ooh.
All right. We can handle that in a moment. What about for you, Michael?
Leon got an 18.
Jesus Christ.
Let me see. That's 3. Yeah, 15, 16, 18. 18, yep.
All right. So 18 on that, 16 on the other. I'm actually going to say, for the moment, I'm going to act as if your scores for your stealth, whatever your base scores for that, would that be cunning or what's dexterity?
Yeah, it's dexterity.
So what is your base score for dexterity?
4.
And what is your base score for your perception for Stevie? For
0.
0? All right. I'm going to say in this case, you did not hear it. So
Yeah,
the one person I can say is going to hear it is Leon. Really quick, Frankie, you had something? I saw your hand go up.
Oh, no. I just said, I thought you were going to ask us, and mine's a 1.
Yeah.
1.
Just for those of y'all who were who tied at the 16. Leon.
Leon will also hear when Lou says it, when she says the murder of the Raveni Cirrus Reyes Ruiz. There is venom and anger in her voice. An intense anger.
Is it also very readable on Lou's face?
No, not on her face,
Okay.
but definitely in her voice.
In the voice.
Yep.
Okay.
I will ask this in response, because I think this is also a fair response, is would you be paying attention to the rest of your group to see if any of them are listening in?
No.
All right. Just making sure, because then I was going to have, Michael, I was going to have Leon do a stealth roll if it was obvious. All right. So,
Leon pulls out one of those old-timey trumpet ear things and puts it in his ear.
No, Leon's just a very good lip reader. Very good with lips.
She looks at you, though, Lou, and when Lou says that, kind of gauging, but not really in a cunning way. More of just like general perception, almost more of when a hawk looks at something to, quizzically. And then she nods and she says, I can get you that information, but understand that usually they serve a different section of our council.
I don't care. I want a name.
If it's a crow, you'll have it.
And then she just backs away and nods.
After all, now that you're working for me, if you eliminate them, makes my case
Oh, I
stronger.
will.
Hmm.
Oh, I will.
Just means that makes my position stronger. And she nods and leaves. Final scene for you for the evening, I'm going to say, is as you walk out with Anaya and Minato out there talking. So, do you come to an understanding? And this is
Yes.
Vinaya saying it.
You could have told me the truth. You could have told me that we're meeting someone other than your elders.
I couldn't say it in front of the rest of...
You didn't have to tell me who, just someone different. Honesty goes a long way.
You
In
did have
trust.
some time yesterday evening when it was just the two of you.
Mm.
Ilian coughs
And that,
for no
and
reason.
that, and that deception very much leaves someone feeling used. I would have helped you. I trudged through the swamp to get you the things that you belong to you. At great personal risk, I hid what you asked me to hide. So a little truth would have gone a long way.
I understand. I know it probably means very little at this point. I am sorry.
And I'm sorry for reacting the way I did.
It's fair. And everything else in the way the rest of this world seems to be shaping. I just don't know if there's much more that you can expect. I'll do my best never to lie to you again. I hope you
Nor will I
understand.
to you.
I hope you understand.
do.
I am not a crow.
I know.
But you're going to find out pretty quickly how far their roots go through this kingdom.
War Lady Vinaya, I would ask, what is your reasoning for helping our new benefactor?
What it's always been. My only actions with anyone who calls themselves Orlais or Orlesians has always been to secure a place for my people. They
Your
say
friend
that
used to belong to the Dalish.
they say that the Dalish and other elves are treated better here. But I can tell you, we're still second-class citizens, as evidenced by the fact that it was my people that were left behind.
I don't know what it's worth from someone like me, but I am sorry you lost everyone.
I have a feeling it's only going to get worse from here, though. Come on. We got quite a bit of a trek north before we get to your wagons.
Oh wait, are we leaving now?
Yes.
Is there something else you needed to do, Monsieur Hubert?
You have a time constraint, my friend.
Leon looks back toward the tent from the previous night and looks through the crowd.
Well, remember, we're still outside
gone.
we're outside
okay, gotcha.
the earthen home, not all the way back
You're
to the camp.
right. You're right. Yep, you are correct. Leon looks around.
There's no one for you to bone. No one. Sorry, that was Frank.
There's never no one.
Okay.
Leon is never alone. No, Leon looks around and I yeah, okay. I suppose we can leave.
You do have a time constraint, my friend. You're already down what? 2 days on your frame? And while I might be okay, and I do appreciate what you're doing, I think Minato would hope to get back to his family eventually.
He should stay here with you if you don't mind.
I think it's
There's no need to drag
wisest.
the boy along.
Agreed.
I think it's wisest. And Minato kind of looks like he wants to object, but then finally nods. And you begin to make your way back into the swamps leading north.
Yippee!
And we're going to go ahead and call it there for the evening. So, I hope everybody had a fine time tonight. A little bit more of a drama episode than anything combat or anything else. And finally getting my players, after I guess it's been 5 episodes, onto the story of what exactly is happening and how it pertains to them.
It's
So,
it's a slow build, and there's nothing wrong with a slow build.
Love
no,
a slow
Nothing
build.
at all.
It's my favorite tag on AO3.
but so that's going to be it for tonight. Obviously, we will be back in 1 week on Wednesday night at 7:30 to finally ambush and find out what else is going on with Gio and who exactly he was. Uh,
And how his name is spelled again.
yeah. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better.
You're no, we're it's all
You're
it's
doing
all it's all in
perfectly.
fun. It's all in fun, John. It's all in fun.
But for everyone out there and our viewers, I really hope y'all had a wonderful time enjoying this game. I will say that Dragon Age is kind of a hard tabletop RPG to find out there in the wild. Did it kind of a limited run with Green Ronin, but Fantasy Age Second Edition is coming out. That's the system that this game uses, and I'm really excited to be getting my hands on it because, hint, hint. For the books that are out that came out for the Fantasy Age setting, the Fantasy Age Second Edition book provides all the magic from the previous books in one book. So I think that alone is worth getting your hands on it. But that said, really quick for my players, anything y'all want to talk about? Anything y'all want to announce going on for you? I know that Michael, you got a couple things.
Always pick me out, John.
Yes,
Thank
I
you.
do.
No, I have on Tuesdays. You can see me on the Twitch channel for Identico, which is a independent cyberpunk RPG. We play a game. It's called Chaos Inc. With myself and a few other people, and it's a lot of fun. Cyberpunk action, a lot of intrigue, a lot of suspense. Then you can also catch me on Tubular Teens with Titans, which is a Power Rangers inspired audio drama. It's a lot of fun. I get to play a villain and chew the scenery, and it is a great time. You can find that it's Tubular Teens with Titans on any of your podcatchers.
Cool, cool. All right, and anyone else got anything y'all want to talk about? I know it's
Any other night you can find me at home, but also I do just want to ask folks to be kind to each other, be kind to other folks. Going into a dark time, bring whatever light you can.
absolutely. And with that, I will also toss out that in 2-3 weeks is Chaosium Con, and it is my intent, both myself and Rue will be traveling to that. So if you do see us at Chaosium Con, be sure to say hi, reach out, consent first, but hey, reach out, say hey, how you doing? Introduce yourselves. We would always like to meet viewers in the public, and yeah, maybe you
John,
can get in on a game with us. Yeah,
Chaosium is outside Detroit, right?
I believe so.
Near Ann Arbor, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. It's a pretty short drive.
It is.
Ooh.
I'm really hoping to find. There's a game store in that area. This tossing this out there that still holds Force of Will tournaments, and I have a slew of Force of Will cards that I would love to offload. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. So, anyway, tossing that out there. Everyone, get out there, have a great evening. Find some peace, find some happiness in this time. All right, and we'll see you in 1 week. Later, everyone.
Bye.